A galactic council chamber fell silent as the emergency broadcast flickered to life. Commander Zixthar's crystalline form pulsed with alarm as he watched the feed from research station Kepler 442b. "By the Seven Suns," whispered Science Officer Velmora, her antennae trembling. "Is that a human?" Near a Karvoth den. On the screen, a human female in a dirt-stained expedition suit crouched at the entrance of a cave system. The cave was unmistakable, the claw marks, the scattered bones, the acrid scent markers that even through the video feed made Velmora's species recoil in instinctive terror. Dr. Sarah Chen didn't seem concerned. Day 47 of xenofauna observation. Sarah spoke into her recorder, her voice steady and warm. "I've finally located the den. The parent is out hunting, but I can hear movement inside. Approaching now. Someone stop her," Zixthar commanded, his translator crackling. "Contact the station immediately. A Karvoth cub is nearly as dangerous as its parent," but the message would take precious minutes to reach the remote station. On screen, Sarah was already moving forward. The Karvoth were the apex predators of a dozen worlds. 8-legged nightmares with razor-sharp crystalline teeth, armored hides that could deflect plasma fire, and a hunting instinct so refined that they'd driven 3 sentient species to near extinction. Even their young were considered Class 5 extreme hazards by galactic safety protocols. Sarah crawled into the den. No, Velmora chittered, unable to look away. The cave's interior came into view through Sarah's helmet camera. In the dim light, 3 pairs of eyes reflected back, luminous orange, vertical pupils contracting. 3 cubs, each already the size of a large earth wolf, their juvenile exoskeletons still soft but their teeth fully developed. The largest cub hissed, a sound like metal scraping against stone. It crouched low, preparing to strike. Sarah sat down cross-legged and pulled off her helmet. Half the council gasped. The other half simply stared in disbelief. "Hey there, little one," Sarah cooed, extending her bare hand toward the cub. "I'm not going to hurt you." The cub lunged. Its jaws snapped shut inches from Sarah's fingers. She didn't flinch. Instead, she laughed, a genuine, delighted sound that echoed through the cave and through the council chambers light years away. "Oh, you're a feisty one," Sarah grinned, her teeth showing in what every predator species in the galaxy recognized as a threat display, but her voice remained soft, playful. "Come on, then. Give it your best shot." The cub tried again, this time catching the edge of her glove. Its crystalline teeth should have sheared through the fabric, should have crushed bone. Instead, Sarah gently pushed back against the bite, not pulling away but applying steady, non-threatening pressure. "That's it," she murmured. "You're not really trying to hurt me, are you? You're just scared." Something in her voice, in her posture, in the strange absence of fear smell that normally accompanied prey animals, gave the cub pause. It released her hand, tilted its angular head, and sniffed. Sarah remained still, her breathing slow and calm. She began humming, a tuneless, soothing sound. The cub took a tentative step forward, then another. Its siblings watched from the shadows, their orange eyes curious now rather than hostile. "That's right," Sarah whispered. "I'm a friend." The cub pressed its snout against her palm, nostrils flaring as it took in her scent. Then, in a gesture that made Zixthar's form flash with confusion, the creature's dark tongue emerged and licked her hand. Once. Twice. 3 times. Sarah laughed again and gently scratched behind the cub's auditory ridge. Its back leg twitched involuntarily, a pleasure response that the council's xenobiologists had never documented in the species. "Impossible," Velmora breathed. "The Karvoth don't bond. They don't show affection. They're pure predators." But on screen, all 3 cubs had now emerged from the shadows. They climbed over Sarah's lap, nuzzling her neck, clicking their mandibles in what could only be described as contentment. She scratched and petted each one, murmuring endearments in her strange human language. "Species profile update required," the council's AI intoned. "Human psych eval indicates no survival instinct? No threat response?" "No," a new voice spoke up. Ambassador Kira Chen, Sarah's sister, stepped forward from the human delegation. "You misunderstand. Humans have excellent survival instincts, but we also have something you don't. We evolved alongside predators. We learned to read them, to live with them, to make them family. On Earth, our ancestors turned wolves into dogs. We made homes for tigers, played with bears, kept snakes as companions. We see a predator and think, can I pet it? That's insane, Zixthar stated flatly. That's humanity, Kira replied with a smile eerily similar to her sister's. We're endurance hunters who became persistence friends. We don't just survive alongside apex predators. We charm them. My sister isn't being reckless. She's doing what humans have done for thousands of years, making friends with things that should kill us. On screen, Sarah had curled up with all three cubs, scratching their armored bellies while they purred, a sound no Karvoth had ever been recorded making. Remarkable, Velmora whispered, her scientific curiosity overriding her horror. The cubs have accepted her as a packmate. No, as a parent figure. The cave suddenly darkened. A massive form filled the entrance. The mother Karvoth returned from her hunt. The council chamber went deadly silent. The mother's eyes locked onto Sarah and her cubs. She bared her teeth, each one as long as Sarah's forearm. A growl rumbled from her throat that could shatter stone. Sarah looked up and smiled. Hey, Mama. Your babies are beautiful. The mother Karvoth stared at the strange, vulnerable creature surrounded by her offspring. She scented no fear, no aggression, no threat. Only the strange, soft sound the creature made and the happiness of her cubs. The mother approached slowly, sniffed Sarah thoroughly, and then, in a gesture that would be studied by xenobiologists for decades, lowered her massive head and allowed Sarah to scratch behind her ear. Good girl, Sarah whispered. In the council chamber, Zixthar finally spoke. Remind me never to classify humans as prey species. Oh, Ambassador Kira said with that particular human smile. We never were.